You know,
I
I like to hear that.
I thought they were bussin'. They were very juicy.
Okay, let's go.
They were seasoned well. I did it.
He did it. So what I'm hearing is that you had it in you all along.
I did have it in me all along.
The power was always there, laying dormant.
The power within.
The power within. I had a delicious tikka masala for dinner that Michaela cooked me. It was awesome.
Buzzing.
She made some cheesy naan to go with it. It was delicious.
Does sounds like a very ethnic meal. I'm down for that.
And it was so good too. It was so good. We had a very American meal at lunch today for
It had
Labor
to
Day.
cancel out.
You had to cancel out, yeah. We ate hot dogs at lunch, so we had to
Heck yeah.
because it's Labor Day. It's an American holiday, so we had to do it.
You had to have at least one American meal.
Exactly. We also drank a Coca Cola. You know,
Heck yeah.
arguably the most American drink.
There were a few things more American.
One of them being Pepsi.
Oh no. Hey, honestly though, I'd agree with that. At one point, they had like one of the top 10 navies in the world.
Yeah, real.
If that's not American, I don't know what
I don't
is.
know what it is. Yeah. Remember back in the day when Pepsi and Coke commercials used to like be at each other? Remember
Used to
like
mean something.
they used to call each other out in commercials on the reg? Like,
I just missed as you can tell from my Discord picture, the Coca-Cola polar bear.
I love that polar bear.
He just
There was
wants a nice Coke.
I remember this like so like hard like Pepsi commercial that was like there was audio playing in the background of like some like news outlet saying that like Coca-Cola sold double the double the amount of products than Pepsi that year, and it was like that was being played over like a little girl walking down the street, and she walks up to a vending machine and then puts in 2 quarters and gets 2 Cokes out and then stands on the Cokes to put one in the Pepsi thing and then gets the Pepsi and leaves. And I was like, that's the hardest fucking
That's
like
sick.
I was like, that's so hard. I was like, imagine it being like, yeah, we stepped over you to get one of these. Like they had to get two twice as many just to reach the Pepsi button. Okay. And was it Coke that had one that was like in the early 2000s that like it was like a 2 liter bottle fighting an army of other 2 liter bottles? Does anybody remember
I
this?
don't remember that one.
Okay, no, this was insane. Hold on, I gotta find it's nuts.
For a family that didn't have satellite TV, you know a lot of soda
You're
commercials.
right. I do know a lot of soda commercials.
That's crazy.
It's just one of those many things that stuck in the back of my head.
I respect that you know what you're about, though.
Pepsi versus Coke war commercial. Here it is. Found it. Hold on. I'll just go to YouTube and stream it. I know what I'm thinking. All right, you see this?
Hold on. Oh no, my whole crap's bugging out.
Oh no,
My computer's crapping itself as we speak.
this is not good.
Okay, I see it. but they would never take our taste. Bro, this is crazy.
This was an actual commercial, dude. Like
What's
this
up,
was
guys?
what's up?
So sorry, I was eating Low Country Bowl. Did I miss anything?
Is
We
that
haven't
not the
started.
most insane commercial you've
That's
ever seen?
actually crazy.
What
I
is
was
it?
like, it was this insane Coca-Cola commercial from the early 2000s where a Coke kills a bunch of Pepsi cans, and then like, it's so insane. And I was like, who at like the meeting pitched that idea? Like,
True. They're like, hey guys, I look, hear me out.
hear me out. It's a Coke can ripping the kind of I guess the head off of other cans. All right, it's spraying soda, but kind of like blood everywhere. Okay,
True.
all
They're
right.
going to love this.
They're
Blood
gonna love
adjacent.
this. Okay, there's gonna be a glass Coca Cola bottle that's clearly a woman that he's trying to save from the Pepsis. And the guy in charge of the meeting was like, yeah, well, yeah, that sounds great. And like, we gotta do this commercial because that guy's gonna kill us if we don't. Like, this is that guy's last straw. We have to make this commercial. Okay. This is, sir, why are we making this? Because I don't know what happens if we don't. Okay.
Look, man, it's
Tintin.
his last month. Okay,
He's retiring after this. Okay.
Tintin, we had Low Country Bowl tonight.
Mama told me that.
It was heat. They got the wrong kind of sausage, but it still turned out amazing.
Let's
Loki.
go.
Coleman, are you here and opening the door, or is that
Yes,
something?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I was like, you just open. Nate, are you here?
I haven't opened it yet, but I will in just a second.
I was like, is everyone here in the call? I was making sure because we
Yes,
could
I'm
get
here.
started. All right, recap time. Last we left off, the party was enjoying a party. What are the odds?
Woo!
We had games being played, drinks being drank, terrifying dancers slash prostitutes that made some people uncomfortable. Um,
Most
there
people
was a
uncomfortable, I would argue.
um, there was a duel that was more just like a bullying session that took
Yeah, that was
place.
not. That wasn't cool,
A
Reese.
duel is
That
a
wasn't
very
cool.
kind thing to call it.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. It might not have been cool for me to go that hard. It also was insane for you to think that that was an even fight going in. Okay,
I was
He's
just like,
right.
okay. I was just like, okay, yeah, bro, that's spar. That would be cool.
you looked at this guy and said, "You're the head of the Adventurers Guild. I got this." Like,
I
that's
didn't. I didn't think he was the head. I thought the elephant guy was the head.
that's the Champions Guild. Both of them are
Oh,
equally as strong.
word.
The Champions Guild is more like a group of UFC fighters. The Adventurers Guild's like a traditional adventurers guild where they all go on like actual
Word.
adventures. Whereas the Champions Guild, they're just fighting each other all the time. It's kind of like a
Heck yeah.
dojo.
I love the Champions Guild. I went in there and I just started throwing hands.
You gotta throw hands, that's correct. Amongst all the merriment and drinking and ne'er-do-welling that was taking place, um,
That's a funny word.
ne'er-do-welling?
Yep.
This is completely off of topic, but have you guys seen that video of like the army sergeant talking about all the stuff that his unit was doing that weekend? And he was like, ne'er do welling, skylarking,
Yes.
buffoonery, general
Buffoonery.
silly antics. It's
Buffoonery is crazy.
amazing.
It's
Buffoonery is
like
my
me when
favorite.
they me and gang on the weekend. Buffoonery.
Buffoonery,
Skylarky.
skylarking. Um, Amongst the ne'er do welling, our good boy Alduin had a lovely conversation with one Price Aliced, in which they both decided, for a bit of fun, to go invisible, sneak upstairs, and eavesdrop on a meeting. While that was taking place, Bill was cleaning house while playing a game called Devil's Luck downstairs, where he was just absolutely murdering a bunch of rich folk. And Rudy was on his way to talk to a scary prostitute. And that's where we left off. Okay.
Langham had such a bad evening that he just decided not to show up.
Langham had such a bad evening that I think canonically Langham went home. I think,
he's at home,
Poor
he's
man.
crying, and he has sad music on.
Langham walked out of a parlor having God knows what happened in there, and then went, you know what? I'm calling it early. um, to pick up right where we left off, to put in the last piece of information that I had forgotten to mention last week to Alduin while he was listening in on that conversation.
Yes, sir.
At the end of that conversation, where you hear all the breakdown of Leah Lacrosse's less than ethical plan, there's a long pause after the final bit of information was placed upon the table, and then you hear the voice of the person you've come to recognize as the Lord Wexelton, the one who is rather what's the wrong aggressive toward Leah Lacrosse. You hear him go, "All right, I can appreciate the vision. One thing I'm confused about, though. What is your role in all of this, sir?" And then you hear a voice that you haven't heard speak yet go, "Right, but I didn't know when was the proper moment to speak. But my name is Bronmore Jorensen, and my role is that if Miss Lacrosse will be selling the dogs, I'll be selling the leashes. There's a lot more humans, from what we can tell, than there are dark elves, and so if we sell them a lot of them, we're kind of just priming a keg for an explosive. So the way to temper that is that me and my family sort of specialize in the creation of certain substances that could be considered addictive. And then you hear another voice go, "Mr. Johansson, you don't have to beat around the bush. We all know of your family and what your business in Iron's End is." And he goes, "Oh, all right, perfect. Well, we're going to get them all addicted to a particular substance, and then we're going to sell that substance to the Dark Elves so the Dark Elves can use it to control the population. It's the easiest and most effective way, and I know that because I've been doing it for 200 years or so." Um, and then you hear someone go, um, "Begging your pardon, I'm not an expert on the matter, but isn't mountain venom sort of an enhancer of kinds?" And he goes, "Yes, of course. We wouldn't be giving the humans the mountain venom. We've been working on a new substance using lullaby honey. That'll make them a little more subservient, sort of happier to be involved. It's also highly addictive, so they will crave it constantly and be willing to do just about anything to get it. Which makes them, pretty easy to control that way." And then you hear another silence fall over the room before Leela Cross goes, "Now, would we get to the position of, well, my position? Do you think I've proposed a good enough plan to take a seat amongst this council, Lord Wexelton?" And then you hear the Lord Von Desco, "I, I a most impressive display, Miss Lacrosse. I would like to say that this is a party of which we are enjoying an evening of fun and recreation, and maybe this is not the perfect nor the most appropriate moment to try to force a vote of such kind. Um, Not that that vote shouldn't happen, and not that you are not deserving of the vote. I'm just saying that maybe wrong place, wrong time." And you hear the Lord Marquette go, "I could not agree more. Lord Von Ness, and I believe the Lord Wexington would agree as well. Perhaps we could postpone this to a later date. And you kind of hear a little bit of like a venom at the end of that later date moment, as if to emphasize what he's trying to say. And then you hear like an exasperated sigh, and then Leela Cross go, "Very well. If that is all, I don't mean to hold you from the party. Um, uh, Meeting adjourned, I suppose." And then you hear everyone begin to stand up from seats as if they're about to leave the room. Are you going to continue to stand in front of the door?
No. I should probably get out of there.
All right. On your way out, could you roll me a dex check real quick? Make it like a dexterity saving throw.
Perfect. That answers my question. Not that that does anything in particular. That's an 11. Might use a luck point there.
All right, that's an 11. Give me just 1 second. I gotta figure out. I gotta roll for somebody else.
If I need to use a luck point, I will.
All right. You said you got an 11?
I did.
Okay. You don't bump into Price. While you're both trying to move your way out of the door. Because though you rolled an 11, he rolled a 17. So you don't actually trip over Price or anything, which was a possibility, which you could have made a lot of noise and suddenly alerted to your presence, but you both make your way down the staircase. Where do you go? Because you maintain being visible this entire time. So do you just head outside, or do you try to find a closet to go back into being non-invisible, back to being visible, I suppose?
What's going on outside at the moment? Is it still the aftermath of the duel?
The duel's kind of cleaned up and it's gone back to being like.
But I'm still crying.
You're still crying.
That
I
hasn't
think you were
changed.
actually on your way crying on the dance floor to go see a dancer.
Yeah.
Last we left off.
Rudy's not in a good moment here.
So the outside right now, there's like essentially a like open field circus happening where there's like dancers and like jugglers and acrobats doing stuff outside. But it's just kind of like a general crowd and party that's going on outside, but nothing crazy.
Then I think I'll just go to the. I'm assuming they're like single restrooms.
Yes.
I would like to do a perception check to make sure nobody's like keeping an eye on them, and if nobody is, then I will just like go in, and then come out visible.
All right. Yeah. Roll me a perception check to see if anybody's keeping an eye on it.
Let's see. Luck point. You know what? If somebody, it's not like it'll be fine.
Can I roll
don't know if
deception?
anybody's keeping an eye on it or not. It doesn't matter.
You want to roll deception?
Yeah, because I'm
I'll
keeping an
roll
eye on the
perception to
door
see him
for
come out of
Bill to
invisibility.
come out.
For Bill to come out of like the main house?
Out of the bathroom. I'm waiting on him. I just don't want anybody to know I'm looking at the door.
You can roll a deception check if you'd like. Go ahead.
That is a 9.
Yeah, you're waiting for Bill to come out of the bathroom, and then Bill walks behind you and goes, "Okay, so I've cleaned out a couple nobles, so we might need to get out of here pretty soon."
Yo, I thought you were in the bathroom, blood.
About that time, Alduin comes out.
Oh, sorry, I was in the bathroom.
Oh my god, sorry, man.
And we're gonna cut to Rudy walking up to a red-haired, like short, curly hair, wood elf girl wearing
God.
actually like a sheen see-through outfit, dancing in the middle of the room with several nobles like all around her, who are all trying to dance to the insane level of this girl.
Um,
How does Rudy approach?
he's still wiping away some tears. She's like, my friends said they come talk to you.
So there's streaks of oil because you're a robot coming out of your face.
RP the ants.
Um, you walk up to this lady. I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna roll something for this woman real quick. Hold on.
He's rolling a do I feel bad check.
No, I'm rolling an intelligence check to see if she would even know how to comfort a robot. Because like
I'm human on the inside. I'm hobgoblin on the inside.
she's I mean, cards at the table. I think we all know that these women are prostitutes. I don't think she would know what the hell to do with you. I don't. I just think she's straight up
Oh, Rudy for sure. Not the thought of them being prostitutes never crosses his
never
mind.
crosses his mind. He
He's
just
so focused on everything else, he just doesn't
yeah.
realize.
And she goes, "Oh goodness, and you see that she's sort of like looking around, and like you see that like a butler walks by or like a footman walks by, and she like grabs a handkerchief off of like one of his out of his pocket, and she starts trying to dab the oil off of your eyes, and she goes, "It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. What's your name? Handsome?"
My name is Rudy. That's what all my friends call me. No one knows my real name.
She goes, "Oh gosh, is your real name like a big secret?"
Not really. I just kind of forgot it for a long time. It I have a tough past.
Oh gosh. Rudy, do you need to take a seat?
Not really. I can't feel my legs. I also can't feel anything. I am a robot.
Yeah, but you just seem like an emotional distress. Can I?
Maybe.
Is there something I can do to help you?
I don't know. My friends just said I should come talk to you. I don't know if they were joking or
Who
being
is your
serious.
friend?
I point to Mr. Leo. Mr. Leo, the line
She
man,
goes,
and my friend.
"Oh, your friend." She winks at Mr. Leo. And she goes, "All right. Um."
Shivers shoot down my spine.
She goes, "All right. Well, okay. Yeah. You see that she has like takes a step back to try to like size you up for a second, and then she goes, "Yeah, okay. Let me get you a drink. Can you drink?"
I can drink. It just won't do nothing to me.
Okay. You know what? I hear the repetitive action is helpful. And so she walks over and like grabs two champagnes and comes over and hands you one. And she sees sitting on one. She goes, "All right, so Rudy, what happened? What got
She
you
sees
here?"
me just dump the champagne onto my arm where the ants are.
And she sees thousands of ants pour out of your arm in little crevices to absorb all the champagne. Some of them die from just drinking too
No,
much.
no, this is not what I expected.
But a lot of
Why?
them are fine. But some of them can't handle carbonation, as ants famously can't do. Um, and then and then she goes, "Oh gosh, you're covered in bugs."
Yeah, they like to hang out here. And I use my beat speech. Can I like amplify my beat speech so she can hear them and they all just go, "Hey!"
Hey, that's interesting. Give me a. What do you use charisma to spellcast, right?
Yes. Let me
Okay,
pass
then
out.
give me like just a straight charisma check. Whatever your charisma bonus
I
is.
think it's a +7. Oh, my charisma.
Yeah. I think that's like what, like a +4?
Shoot. Yeah. It is. It is plus. Yeah, +4. Sorry, I
Okay.
was having to find my dice.
No worries.
I'm stuck on the small dice tonight, boys.
He's such a small dice guy.
12 total.
12, you see that like you attempt to amplify the magic, and there is like a little. It's really hard to hear over all of the like rubble of the room, but you hear a little, just like an eke out of a little hay. And
See,
um,
they're very friendly.
and
They
she
just
goes,
they can't
"Oh,
talk much.
that is in a weird way very darling." Um, She goes, I'm gonna be keeping a $1.50 with you, Rudy. I don't know what to do here.
I think I might have an idea, and then I just shut off.
Boom.
Yeah,
He goes, help! I
like
think.
the green in my eyes that was like could tell I'm awake, just gone.
He's dead. Somebody help! He died! And you just hit the floor. Everyone sees Rudy just slam into the ground
You hear,
because he powers off.
you hear the metal pop sound effect.
You hear
Bing,
boom, as it hits marble floor.
There's a crack in that marble floor now. It's a design choice.
Everybody hears that. Is anybody want to do anything with that, or we just let Rudy hit the ground?
He's a robot man. You know, he can afford the ground.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Uh, um, Bill looks at you, Alduin, and goes, "Hey, I know we've had our differences, but I think we can both agree that the party benefits from money, and maybe you and I could go rake in a little bit more over there at that table. You hear me?"
Sorry, he said that to me, right?
Yes.
So you know what, Bill, you're right. I'll go with you, but the instant anything gets hairy, I'm out of there.
Gambling, fellas.
When emphasis says gambling, Rudy's eyes just full brightness.
Wait, when did you add a donkey to this map, bud?
Did someone say
He's here,
gambling?
okay.
And then I get up from the now cracked marble floor. What did I hear about gambling, Ephesus?
Ephesus, you see that Bill pull like with his mouth is holding a sack of coins that he hands you that's 2,000 gold that he just hands you in a sack of coins. He goes, "You hang on to this, I'm gonna go rake in some more cash. All right?"
All right.
Aldo, you with me? Anyone else coming?
Me, you hear ka-chunk, 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 and I just get up the bill. I
He
would
goes-
love to gamble.
He
I
goes,
have a
Ephesus,
heart
you want to gamble
gambling.
too?
I
You
want to
down?
gamble too.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Let's go. You guys head over to the gambling table. You guys see that now that the meeting upstairs has dispersed, that two of the merchant superiors have sat down. The Lord Marquette has taken a seat at the table.
Uh-oh.
And who was the other guy I had here?
Chat.
Is it Price?
Pride is not at the table, and actually, Pride hasn't been seen in a little bit. But you see a elderly gnomish man who's wearing a bowler hat. It's got like a couple puffs of white hair sticking out the side.
Yes, sir.
And he's got a huge like Sam Elliott mustache that fully covers his top and bottom lip. You cannot see his mouth. He's wearing a monocle, but you don't know why because his eyes seem to be closed the entire time, and he's so red. He's definitely like copper, like not copper, cotton white, but has had enough alcohol that his whole body is just like beet red right now. And he's just sitting at the table, and he's like, "All right, deal me in."
Hey, yeah.
And you guys sit down. This is a game that's called Devil's Luck, and the way it works is that there's a dealer for the table, which will be me, obviously.
I think so.
And I will roll a d20. Okay. Then you guys can pick any two die that you would like, even two of the same die, as long as it's not d20s. They cannot be a d20. And you're trying to roll a number as close to the number rolling the d20 as you can. Right? The person with the closest number wins.
Yes.
Very simple. I will go ahead and roll in front of the board. First number is going to be.
I can't see it.
I rolled a 4.
So do we all just roll now?
You can pick any two die. You have to pick two die though.
Ooh.
And
I think I'm gonna pick 2d4.
That's what
I
I was
think
gonna say.
I think it's a good bet.
I think I'm gonna pick a D4 and a D6 because those are the only two dice I got.
Hey, let's go. You could just roll the d4 twice. You could just do that.
Oh, I'll do that.
Okay. I'll also let you guys know before you make your initial rolls that the buy-in for each round is 100 gold.
I'll be back in
Wait.
just
I
a
don't
second.
know that I have 100 gold.
Reese,
to
can
put-
I just do
Oh,
one
What I got?
dice and do a D20?
You can't use a d20.
No,
I can lend him
always,
100
that was
gold.
part of the, that was part of the instructions he just gave us.
I guess I just was not here. I always roll on D20s.
Ephesus is offering to lend out money to those of you who don't have 100 gold to buy in. Okay.
How much is the gold to buy?
I'm gonna look at
100 gold
Bill.
a hand.
I'm gonna go look. If you want me to play this game, you're gonna help cover it, right?
Oh, I got
He goes,
1771.
of course. Ephesus, you're gonna help cover it, right?
I pull out that pouch of 2,000 gold he just handed me.
Yeah, okay.
I put 100 in
Hand
front
out
of
some
Bill,
gold.
100 in front of me, and 100 in front of
No,
Alder.
this is not split pot rules, so whoever gets the closest gets the money on the table. They
Okay,
are
yeah.
currently, including you guys, there are 7 guys at the table right now.
Okay.
So if you win the hand, you win 700 gold.
Heck yeah.
I would like to make an investigation check or an
Okay.
arcana check to make sure nobody's cheating.
Okie dokie. Which one would you like to roll? Arcana or investigation?
Could I roll both?
Nope, you gotta pick one or the other.
Could you roll one? Could I roll the other
Well,
one
I
that he
was
doesn't
gonna
roll,
see-
Reese?
I was gonna do investigation for like physical cheating, and then arcana for if anybody was using spells.
Oh, okay. Actually, with that, I'll allow you to roll both. But if Rudy's gonna roll,
Well, if you
I'll
wanna
just roll
one, then,
investigation. I'll just roll investigation.
I'll do arcana.
Let me see what my investigation. Ooh, maybe I don't want to do this. It's a plus 0.
What's your arcana?
Worse. Probably.
Okay. I have a plus +2 to investigation and a +2 to arcana. So
Reese, can I
Okay.
make an insight check?
Here,
You make what?
You can roll both of them.
Can I make an
technically.
insight check?
for sure. What are you trying to insight?
I want to know if Bill is cheating.
You can roll it with advantage if you're rolling it on Bill.
I only got a 12 on investigation and a 13 on arcana.
Okay, I got
I'm gonna guess that DC would be too low.
an
Reese,
18
I got a
altogether.
16 on investigation. Oh, never mind. I lied. I got a 6. The light was shining. I couldn't see the.
You got a 6.
I got a
Okay.
6.
You got a 6, so you truly don't know. On a you said a 12 investigation and a 13 arcana.
Yes.
With a 13 arcana, you can tell that like there's magic being cast around, but like a lot of magic's going on right now, so you can't really pinpoint if somebody at this particular table is casting magic. And then Ephesus, what did you roll on the insight?
I got an 18 altogether.
On the 18 altogether, Bill has been cheating this entire time.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
Heck
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Bill has an ability to let his mage hand be invisible, and he's just been setting the dice on whatever he wants. And he
This is
So-
amazing.
Bill has been cheating, but that also means that Bill could clean you guys out. So just so you know. But but since you've noticed, do you want to stop him from cheating, or do you?
Bill, you got to make this realistic. You got to toss this first round.
He kind of looks at you, realizing that you now know. He goes, "All right, all right." So I'll roll for Bill and for everybody else. I think everybody's pretty much going to use the 2d4 rule.
Yep.
You guys roll what you
Sir.
want to.
That's a 2 for me.
It's a 2.
I got
Yo,
a
I
1
got-
and a 3.
I got a 1 and a 1.
I got
got
a
4.
2 and a 1.
Okay. So the next closest guy tied with Alduin. So the pot's going to be split 350 apiece.
Okay.
So Alduin, you take 350, and then you say that the Lord Marquette swipes 350 off the table as well, as you guys rolled identical numbers, but you guys were the closest. The Lord Marquette goes, "Good hand." Another?
Might as well. Let's run it back.
Next number is a 10. Which dice are we picking?
Are we all still able to play or no?
Next number.
Yeah, you're still able to play. You just have
Okay.
to buy in the next round. The rest of you didn't make any money. You lost 100.
Yeah, I'll put another
I'm
one
gonna
of
do-
his 100 in there.
Yeah, I'll put another 100 in as well.
Yeah. To keep playing? Cool.
I'm keeping track of all of my additional gold in sticky notes, and I'll just add it once the game has ended.
Smart.
Could I do 2d8, or do you want us to just kind of use one of each?
No, you can use 2 of the same die. You just cannot use D20. But 2d8's a good one.
For how much? 10?
10. Yeah, the number is 10.
Can I do a D8 and a D4?
Hell yeah.
Or wait.
I'm
Where's
going
it?
to
D8?
turn my camera on because I'm
Okay.
going to roll the physical dice.
Hell yeah.
I rolled a 5 total. I'm about to lose 100
Okay.
gold.
What's the best angle for this?
Bill is going to use. Bill's going to get a little weird. He's going to roll a D12 and a D4.
I think I'm gonna roll
D12
a
first.
D10
Roll a
and
7
a
on the
D8.
D12. You rolled a 4 on the D4, so you got
Oh.
11.
Oh, okay. I forgot it's closer.
I only got a 4.
You only got a 4.
I got an 8.
I like this dice cam. You got an 8. Okay, so Bill's currently the closest with 11. Now I've got to roll for.
Wait, we can go over?
Yeah, you can go over. It's
Oh, I
just
did
whoever
not
has the
know that.
closest number to the number. Obviously, getting it dead on the money would pretty much guarantee you the win, but Bill
Or
got
tie
me.
in some cases.
Yeah. Bill got an 11. I think the Lord Marquette's going to roll 2d6 and just hope he gets a good roll. He did not. He got 4 total.
Me and the Lord Marquette have matched twice, so I
And then
definitely say something about that.
and then the Lord Cabadine, who is the gnomish fellow, is going to roll a d10 and a d6.
That's what I was gonna roll initially.
He only got a 6 total. He rolled a 1 on the d10. So that means that Bill was the closest?
Cool.
Bill was the closest. Hell yeah. With an 11, Bill rakes in 700 gold.
Heck yeah.
Bill goes, guess it's just my lucky night, y'all. He just
Run
rakes
it
it.
back, Bill.
Oh, okay, and that's another 100 gold. No, you got another 100 gold to spend.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I'll put another 100 in as well.
Yeah, me too.
5.
This is
Dang,
the
I'm
last
rolling
one.
low. I'm rolling
This
low
is
on
the
this.
last one I'm doing. If Bill wins this is the last one I'm doing.
Would anyone like me to re-roll, or do you want to stick with the 5?
I think it would be cool if it was higher, personally.
Okay, because you can request a re-roll. I forgot to mention that part of the rules. That's a 1. Re-rolling that. I'm gonna re-roll it. That's
Why couldn't you use these in combat, Reese? What the heck?
it's a 4, dude. I'm
I
rolling one
request
time.
another
I'm the
re-roll
boss. I
Can
can do
I
whatever
roll
I
the
want.
D20?
True.
I rolled an 11. We're using that.
We'll take an 11.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a D4 and a. Whoa,
I could use a real life physical dice and probably roll great. That's what I use in That's what I use in combat. That's what I use.
I'm gonna use a
I'm gonna
D8 and a
use-
D4.
I'm using a D10 and a D6.
I'm using a
You
D10
know,
and
Bill
D12.
just rolled an 11 with a D12 and a D4, so he's going to use that same dice setup again.
I rolled an
I got
11
5
on my
total
D10.
for the 3rd time in a row.
On my D12.
Bill got a 13. Wait, no.
Oh, I got a 12.
Yes,
I got
no,
a
you got
12.
13. You got a
I've
12.
got a 12.
You guys are
Wait,
tied.
sorry. I only got a 9.
Okay, you got 9. So right now, you're the closest. I'm gonna roll for the 2 lords. The Lord Marquette is gonna roll.
I have consistently rolled 5
Roll
every
Marquette
time.
only got a 6.
Come on.
And the
Big
Lord
money.
Cabadine is going to
Big
take a
money.
D10 and another D10. I'll take 5 whoppers and 5 more whoppers. Well, damn, this is already bad for him. He rolled a 9 on the 10, so 2 or lower. He got 15 total. Yeah, okay. So it looks like Evasus rakes in the. Oh, Bill. My bad. No, I rolled for Bill. He didn't get it.
Yeah, Bill got 13.
Yeah, Bill rolled a 13. Yeah. So that means Ephesus, you rake in 700 gold off the
Let's
table.
go crazy.
I'm feeling lucky, guys.
Is Alduin out for that hand?
No, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to do another one as well.
All right, everyone put in your gold.
I got really
Yep.
lucky there. I rolled a
We got
D12 and a
16 this
D10.
time.
16,
16. That's
D-
a good roll.
That's
D8,
a good
D10,
roll.
D8, D10.
Bill's gonna do double D10s.
I think I'm also gonna do double.
You said
I'm gonna
16?
do a 12
Yes.
and an 8.
I got 12 total.
12, okay.
I forgot about a D12.
Bill got a
I'm
10
so
on the
slow.
first die. And a 5 on the second die. Bill's got 15.
Wait, what was it?
16.
On God, I
Go ahead,
rolled a
move,
16.
move.
I rolled a 10 and a 6 on 2D10s.
Yo!
I didn't get that. I only got like
I'm
a
so
13.
broke. I lost so much gold. I think
Well,
that's
Lena
Okay,
the
can
I'm gonna
guarantee
roll
that
career.
happened.
I'm gonna roll for I think the Lord Cabadine is gonna roll 2d12s
Do
because
I
he's been
have
rolling
mage
low
hand? Do I have mage hand?
consistently. He only got a 9 total. And then the Lord
actually got it.
Marquette. Ethan, what'd you roll? I want to see if I match you again.
I think I got a 13.
You got a 13? Okay. Well, he's gonna roll a d12
Okay.
and I think a d6 is gonna be.
I wish I had mage hand right now.
He got a 4 on the
No.
d6
Not for me to cheat.
and a 9. He got a 13. He got a 13 exactly.
Look, we're the same.
That's bizarre. But Ephesus rolled dead on the money. Ephesus rakes it in again. That's 2 hands in Ephesus' favor. You see the Lord Cabadine after losing. Enough of this business, and he scoots his gnome body, his very fat gnome body, out of the chair, and he goes to find a drink. So the table is open. So now the pot is smaller, and it's only 600 gold. to
Does
the winner.
anyone have mage hand?
I'm
I
not
ha-
trying to cheat at this
No,
point.
no, hear me out, okay? You summon it on one of their sides, and when they got like a decent roll, you summon it when they get a decent roll, so they think, oh, they're cheating. They summoned the mage hand.
Wouldn't they be paying most attention to their own dice, and they'd be like, "Who did that?"
Yeah, but what if you could out deceive them? You know what I'm saying?
Are you trying to say frame this guy for cheating?
Yeah, you framed the guy for cheating.
I'm personally not going to do that.
I
and
can't.
I'm gonna look at Bill.
I don't think
Okay.
Rudy knows that Bill can do that. I think right now only Ephesus is aware that Bill can cast Mage Hand and can also make his Mage Hand. I think he's.
Listen, have either of y'all lost any money?
Me?
Yeah, have y'all lost any money?
No, not yet. I'm only down to 50. I'm plus 50 gold right now, though.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Bill and I'm gonna go, look, man. You weren't smooth. I know that my coin purse was lighter when you gave it back to me. Just cover me this time.
Roll persuasion with advantage, I think, because that's 100% true. What you just said. You got him dead to rights.
That's so bad.
What's
That's
your roll?
only a 13.
With advantage?
I got a 2 and a 3.
2 into 3. Dang. Well, a 13 I think is still good enough for Bill to be like, all right, that's fair, that's fair. And you see that he's out of his winning pile, and he with a hoof slides 100 gold over to you.
Hey, appreciate that, boss.
All right, I'll roll again. The pot will be smaller this time. That's a 6. What the shit? I'm actually gonna hold on. I'm gonna roll this outside of the house to see if I get a better roll. That's 5.
Well,
We'll stick with the 6. Okay. So with a 6,
I feel like the right answer is just 2d4 again.
it's definitely the safest answer.
I'm gonna tell you, it's not a D6 because I just rolled a 6.
I think I'm gonna take a D6 and a D4 for Bill. I think
Okay,
Bill likes
I'm
his
on
chances
7.
with that.
I'm on 7. I rolled a D6,
Bill,
a 6, and a 1.
I got 4.
Bill rolled a 2 on the D6, and he rolled a 3 on the D4, so he's at 5. I'm gonna roll for the Lord Marquette, who's going to roll 2d4 because it's the correct thing to roll here. He'll roll. He got a 3 on one and a 3 on the other. He got 6 exact.
That's
It's
it.
taken.
No, what'd you roll?
Huh? Oh, I did not go in this hand.
Oh, you did not go into this. Okay, so that
No,
means
I'm tired of losing money.
that the pot's down to 500. So that means that the Lord Marquette sweeps in 500 gold.
This
And
is
I
my
think-
last. This next one is my last hand unless I win.
That's
I
what
think-
all the gamblers say. Every time I start gambling, I think about that one picture of the guy with the diamond.
I think this is a good moment for a what's the word? A peach colored Harangon woman who is another one of the merchant superiors to come sit down at the table, as well as Leah Lacrosse comes to sit down at the table. Pot goes up back to 700 with Nono sitting out this round. And they sit down and they go, "Dill me in." You hear from the woman, and Miss Lacrosse goes, "Yes, of course, yeah." If you see that she looks disappointed or befuddled in some way, that she sits down, just kind of like mutters to herself, and then gets dealt the hand.
I'm gonna look at Leo, and I don't know if
Okay.
Nate's back yet or not, but I'm gonna be like, "Yo,
I
can
am
get a
here.
quick-
Yeah.
Can I get a quick loan?
Can you get a quick what?
Quick loan.
Loan? Yeah, sure.
How much gold would you mind giving me right now?
How much do you need?
Look, man, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm probably not good for it. You will probably not get this back. So just
That's okay. How
however
much do you need?
don't mind giving away. A buy-in is 100 gold. So just knowing that, however much.
Here's
Hey,
a
would
1,000
Leo
gold.
like to sit down at the table?
Thank you. Are
Do
there
I
any
want to sit
open
down at the
spots?
table?
Yeah.
No, I do not want to sit down at the table.
Leo is not a gambler. Okay. We rolled a
Okay,
13 was the number.
Nate, I'm gonna use that 1,000 gold and do my best to get it back to you. I can't guarantee anything.
Okay, so I've got to roll for.
Word.
I'll roll for Bill first. 13 is the number. I think Bill's going to go D12, D4 is going to be Bill's setup.
What's the number? Sorry.
13.
Word.
I'm gonna go D10, D6.
Okay.
I'm gonna go D12.
Bill got a 10. So Bill's 3 off.
D10.
Ah, suck, man. I only got an 8.
Leah Lacrosse is going to go D12, D6. She got 5 on the D6. She only got 7 total. Damn. Where's the Lord Marquette? I think the Lord Marquette's going to do double D8s. Is kind of his vibe. First D8, only a 2. Second D8, a 6. So you got 8. And then
I got a
the
15.
Lady Raytheon is the last person to go, and she will roll double D10s. She got a 7 on the first one, and a 9. So she got 16. So she's 3 over.
I got a 15.
You got a 15, so you're only 2 over. I think you're the closest.
Anybody else got a roll?
Anyone
so
else?
broke.
Anyone else closer than 2 out?
Nope.
So that Ephesus rakes in 700 gold. No. Would you like to play another hand but don't have to go for it?
No.
I can
Are
give
you-
him.
do you not
I
have
can
to
give
go
him the
for it?
gold. I'll give him the gold.
I do. I just don't. I don't think I don't.
I
My
think
luck is-
Bill. I think Bill would slip you the gold.
My luck has been 5 so far. I've only rolled 5s.
Time for your luck to change. No.
God, I hope so.
14 is the number.
14 is the number. I'm gonna do a D12.
D12 is the way to
D4.
go. I'm gonna let y'all know right now.
You know what? I'm gonna do a D12 and a D10.
Bill's gonna do a D12 and a D4.
Not now. Not now. It's not. What's the number we have to get?
Bill got 9. 14. Bill got a 9.
What's the total?
The most I
Uh,
get's an
The
11.
number is 14.
14. That's a D. That's a D.
No, the most I can get 13.
I got it. I got it at 11.
I got a 3. Let's go.
I'm gonna do D8 and D10.
Okay.
Who's the closest so far?
I got 13.
Oh, 10.
That's the closest. That's 1. I'm gonna. The Lord Marquette is gonna do the D12, D6. He got a 6 total. Now for the Miss Lacrosse. She's gonna roll a D10 and D8. She got a 6 on the D10 and a 5 on the D8 for an 11. And the Lady Raytheon, she's just gonna roll double D10s again because I think I'm consistently rolling low over here, and I think that she thinks that's her best bet. And I would know because I'm her. That's a 6 on the first one, and a 4 for a total of 10. Alduin rakes in the gold, and the table's up to 800 right now with No being in on it. So
That's massive.
800
do
gold
that.
gets scraped back to you.
I'm gonna
And
go ahead and give Leo back that 1,000 he gave me.
1,000.
Word.
He gave me 1,000 gold as a small loan.
Small loan of $1 million.
I did give him
And-
1,000 gold.
So I'm gonna be like, all right, we're even here. And then I'm gonna antagonize a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, oh, it's not every day you get the best of a merchant superior. And I'm gonna look at Leo Lacrosse and say, and a wannabe one.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh.
Roll. What is that? I think that's. It's not quite intimidation.
No, yeah, because I know
I-
like
there needs-
if I was definitely pressed about it, I would just pull some bard stuff and be like, oh,
Yeah.
so you don't like jokes, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to figure out. I need to write in another category on everyone's character sheet that's just shit talk. It needs to be its own separate category. But I think for this you can roll persuasion for this
Let's
to see
freaking go,
how
dude.
good you get this across.
That is an 11 plus 10, 21.
I'm gonna roll a deception check for her real quick. You see that she goes. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Wait, she says that?
Yes, she goes. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Okay, I'm just gonna repeat what I said.
She goes. Oh, I'm sorry. I I I'm trying to remember when I fucking asked.
Oh.
Talk's cheap, man. I'll take as much gold as you'll give me.
You see that the
And,
Lord
and I
Marquette.
flip one of the coins she gave me.
You see the Lord Marquette looks up at her,
Dang.
and then looks back at you, and roll a perception check real quick.
That is a 15.
There's a little smirk on the Lord Marquette's lips when you kind of get the better of her for a second, in a catty conversation.
All right, that's all I'm gonna say this time.
You see that the Lord Marquette like opens his coin purse and he goes, "I think this has to have to be the last hand for me tonight. It's getting a bit irresponsible."
You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna say, well, again, I'm just flattered to be here. I'll cover one more of yours if it'll mean you stick around longer.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
I shouldn't have rolled on that, but that's still a 20.
That's a 20.
Yes, sir.
20. He'll go. I do appreciate it. But I'm getting tired, so I think that I'll call this the last one so I can hit.
Of course.
An 11 is the number on this last hand, and I'll roll for the Lord Marquette before I roll for Bill.
I'm gonna do an 8 to 6.
He's gonna roll a 10 and a 6.
What's the number?
That's actually what I'm gonna do.
He rolled a 5 on the 10 and a 6 on. He got 11 exactly.
I'm
Lord
sorry.
Marquette.
I only got a 7.
What's the number for
I'm
it?
gonna look at his roll and say
The
that's a good
number
one
is
to end
11?
on.
Word. Let me not roll the d20 like I was about to do.
It's 4,
That's a 10.
5. That's 9 for Bill.
I got a 12.
You got a 12. Okay.
Yep.
But anyone get an 11?
And 11? Oh, no.
Because the Lord Marquette got an 11 exactly. So if nobody else got an 11, he's going to swipe 800 gold and go, good hand to end on. And he puts all of his winnings in his coin purse, ties it, and you see he stands up from the table and walks out the door.
Man, these merchant superiors are real stingy with their cash.
Does Emphasis say that out loud?
Yes, sir.
You see that the lady the kind of peach colored hair and gone woman. She goes, um, being stingy with your cash is how you become a merchant superior. Good boy.
I've been playing all night and I'm up lifetime.
No one is up forever.
Hey, I'm on cloud 9. Try me.
She goes, another hand?
You bet.
Oh, no, I'm gonna re-roll that. I don't like the 4. I want to get a good number. Give me a okay. You know what? Fine. I'll take an 8. So when 8's the number,
Hey, so we want to roll a
she's gonna
d8.
roll 2d6s. The Lady Raytheon. She got an 8 exactly.
All right. I just need a 7. Come on. That's a 3. Anybody else rolling or no?
I'm sorry. I was trying to scarf down a bowl of cereal that Michaela
Hey, you're
brought me.
good.
Bill's gonna roll. Bill got a 7. Damn, Bill's
Oh, God.
so close. Lee Lacrosse is gonna roll. She's gonna roll a D8 and a D6. Got a 5. She got 9 total. I don't. I think Ethan is busy. So
Sorry, I had to help give Pepper some medicine, but I'm back now. I can
Aw.
roll.
No
I'm
worries.
gonna roll 2d6s.
Okay.
Pips. We heart pips.
I only got a 7.
dang, that's so close though.
Not enough this time.
You see that the Lady Raytheon goes, I think I'll follow the Lord Marquette's example. And she swipes the winnings and she goes, in on a good hand. And she stands up and walks out. You see that actually, if you guys were to follow their movements, they both go to the Lord Von Dess to kind of shake his hand and say thank you for the party, and they both head like they're elite. Which leaves you guys and Leia Lacrosse at the table. Does anyone else want to keep playing?
Hold on,
I'm
I'm trying
out.
to think of a witty remark.
Well, still seems like the merchant superiors are the ones that are greedy with their money. No merchant superiors here, right?
Yeah, I think roll persuasion again.
I get advantage on it. So.
You do have advantage.
17 plus 7. So 24.
Okay, I'm gonna roll this check real quick with disadvantage. On a natural 1, you see that she makes a visible, like, staring daggers at Ephesus on that comment. That one got to her in a way that she was no longer able to maintain her control.
Listen, ma'am, it was just a joke. Let me cover your next buy-in.
She goes, no, no, thank you. I think I need a drink, and she stands up and leaves the table.
As she's leaving, just when she's walking out of earshot, I'm gonna say, yeah, Ephesus, no need to hit her while she's down. You see, somebody's already done that for us.
You can roll it with advantage.
That is a 28.
You see that she stops walking, turns, and goes, "Do we have a problem?"
Oh, so I was just making some jokes. I didn't know. Sorry, I didn't know that
That's
the lady
fascinating.
Lacrosse, the high merchant. Yeah, I didn't know that she didn't have a
Second.
sense of humor.
Oh, yes, of course. My pardon. I forgot you're clowns. Um, and that's what you're here to do is to make me laugh. I beg your pardon.
I'm gonna point my Viper's thing, and I'm gonna say, clown that's pretty good at getting what he wants. That makes one of us.
Dude, I say that. I make that exact noise in the corner.
You see that laugh is loud enough that a couple more people kind of turn to see this shit, and on that she realizes that maybe she doesn't want to maintain this, and she just walks away.
Back, sorry.
She leaves.
Shout out Al to him, bro. I'll run up to him. Man, thankfully no one's ever acted like that to me, man. I don't think I can take it.
Look, I still think Ephesus had the best one. No more merchant superiors here.
I didn't even get to hear the last one because Carly and Kaylee were leaving.
Nate,
Yes.
where is Leo at right now?
I am at the bar, extremely uncomfortable because the dancer chick keeps looking at me.
She does keep looking at you. That's 100% true. While she's looking at you, the Lord Von Depp comes over, and he goes, "Are you having a good evening, Mr. Leo?
I'm sorry, say again?
Are you having a good time at the party?"
Yeah, it's been fine.
I'm glad to hear it. I was wondering if I could talk to you in private for a moment.
Sure.
You see that he goes, I have a lovely bottle of dwarvish scotch upstairs, in my study. Would you care to join me?
Please.
You see that he leads you upstairs to his study. You see, it's your very classic like gentleman study. There's like the bookcase walls, a very big mahogany desk in the middle of it. Kind of similar to your study back at your house.
Sure.
Um, and he goes, where did I leave that bottle? And you see that he like opens the desk drawer and pulls out a nice decanter that he puts on the table with two crystal glasses and pours like 2 fingers apiece. He pours a pretty hefty little thing. And he hands you a glass and he goes, to good fortune and even better battle ball. And he clicks.
Here, here.
And he goes, uh, if you don't mind me asking, what is your party's plans following the winning of the tournament and
I'm not sure.
um
Why do you ask?
I hear Zimmerel is beautiful this time of year.
Huh. Well,
Um
I'm not sure exactly what my plans are. I don't think we're still kind of big-headed from our victory, but I think that once it settles down, we might talk about what the next plan is.
I see. Um I was only assigned to the Merchant Superior Council very recently. Before that, I was a high merchant, and my family runs a shipping company here in the city.
Is that right?
Yes, and that means that we send a lot of ships back and forth to Zimmervale because they're a coastal city, so they have a good sized port to where you can dock ships. Of course. So I
Right.
spent a lot of time in Zimmervale in the spring, and let me tell you, it's a wonderful place to be. I would wish I could be there myself, but if I could give you any advice, it's that Zimmerel might be a better spot to be in the spring than Dalfroma.
Okay.
Um, Not to say Dalfroma isn't wonderful, but I think Dalfroma is a much better autumn town. It's a much better town
Sure.
in autumn. Um, so maybe consider visiting Zimmerel. That is all.
Yes, I will
It's a
have to ask and see what the Vipers want to do.
Yes, of course, of course. Obviously, it's a group effort and a wonderful group as it is. I mean, you've proven yourselves more than capable. Um, I just would hate for the particular charms of Delphoma to uh, rub you the wrong way.
Sure.
But don't let me keep you from the party downstairs. I believe there was a young an elven dancer who was eyeing you quite a bit. So I think
Yes, that's actually making me uncomfortable. Can you make her leave, please?
oh, yes, of course. I am so sorry. Did she do something? Did she do something to you?
She's a pervert.
But I mean, that, Mr. Leo, I don't mean to sound
Circle.
crass, but
X.
I mean, she's kind of paid to be a pervert.
Yep.
You just no good for you.
That's fine.
I mean, I can ask her to leave. I can get her going.
Leave. Make her leave, please.
Okay, all right, no problem. And you just
Thank you.
you see he shoots back the rest of his whiskey and he walks downstairs and he goes. You hear him going. I'm sorry, madam. I'll pay you for the full night service, but I'm sorry. I'm just. You've made some guests uncomfortable. I won't give you any names, but I just don't worry. I'll pay. You'll be paid. You'll be paid. I'll just need you to. Thank you so much. Thank you. Um, and does Leo rejoin the party?
Yeah, I'll just go back to nursing my martini that I was nursing before.
Okay, hell yeah. Is there any other business that anybody would like to do, whether here at the party or anybody wants to talk to?
I think I'm good. I just came here to gamble, brother.
I'm fine.
Let me double check the NPC list.
I mean, we came here to get more info on Von Dish, right?
Yeah, I think that was the general plan for you guys, was trying to get info. And kind of just like info on like this on the people in general, like all of the merchant superiors. I will say, Ephesus, you do see Prythe rejoin the party from outside. Because you asked earlier where Prythe was, and he is
Well, I don't know
re-entered the
Bryce.
party.
That's cool. I wish I knew him. Is that? Nah, I guess there's no way. My dice.
Since I'm with Ephesus and Bill right now, I'm gonna sit up from the table with what I've got.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, I think one of my acquaintances from earlier just came back in. If you guys want to go introduce yourselves with me.
Bill goes, I love meeting new people. It's my favorite thing to do outside of scamming a bunch of rich folk.
You weren't supposed to say that out loud, Bill. And I shoot him a finger gun.
he goes, what are you talking about?
That's what I like to hear.
Nobody. Ephesus, buddy. Everyone's gonna ignore a talking donkey. That's rule number one. Okay.
I don't know. I think everybody will not ignore a talking donkey.
You see that, like, definitely a lot of people are just looking right at me.
I'm like, every time
no,
you've ever been anywhere, there's like been a crowd around you, and you're speaking to them
I
like
don't know
some
what
kind
you're
of
talking
saint.
about. I don't know what you're talking about. No one, everyone ignores. People love talking horses. Okay, talking donkeys, not as much. All right, that's just a thing. That's just a thing. It's part of the nature, and it's part of who I am. It's part of my culture. It's okay. It's okay, and it's never bothered me personally. It's bothered some other donkeys, but I just use it to my advantage. And at this exact moment, the Lord Cabadine, the very fat gnome from before, walks up to you, Ephesus particularly, and goes, "I will give you 20,000 gold for."
Can you say that one more time? You cut out.
I'll give you 20,000 gold for your talking donkey.
He's not really mine per se. We're acquaintances.
I'm gonna put my hand.
Friends,
on
business partners.
Let's consider this.
You know how much gold I've made just tonight off of him? $20,000 is little change. That's spare change for Bill right now.
Okay, you drive a hard bargain.
I'm up. I'm up $5,000 tonight.
God.
You see that Bill looks at this gnome and goes, "I'm flattered and also insulted. I'm not for sale. Please go away." And the guy goes, and he just walks off.
As he leaves, I'm going to say indubitably.
Indubitably. And he just heads off.
We fit well in here, guys.
You guys walk over to Prythe, who looks at you, Alduin, and goes, "Oh, Alduin, good to see you. I lost you back there for a little bit.
Hey, it's okay, man. The party's wild.
But yes, very well, buddy. Who are your friends?" Bill goes,
Introducing.
"The name's Bill Donkey. Good to meet you." And he goes, "That's what? I'm sorry. Is the donkey talking, or am I? Am I high? Be honest with me."
The donkey is talking. It's up to you whether you decide you want to listen or not.
And he goes, "All right, okay. Good to meet you, Bill." And he goes, he reaches out to shake his hand, and he realizes that's a donkey. Goes, and he doesn't do with the Bill. "Oh, don't worry about it." And he puts a hoof up, and he shakes it, and he's like, "All right, okay." And you two gentlemen, or gentlemen and
Donkey.
robot.
Oh. Well, yeah, I am a robot, but really, I was a gentleman. You can just say y'all gentlemen.
Okay, I'll be
Okay.
to be perfectly honest. I don't know much about automatons, nor the
I
proper
used to
etiquette.
be a hobgoblin.
Oh,
That's news to
okay,
me.
that's interesting.
His name's Rudy.
My name's Prythe. Pleasure to meet you. And you, sir.
I'm Ephesus. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. I like your hat.
Oh, thank you. You're a high elf, right? Where are you from?
I am from Felthavar, across the Quadrillion Sea.
Okay, now Reese, answer me this. Is that
Okay.
I don't specifically know where Ephesus is from.
Is from?
Yeah, I don't specifically know, so I don't know if he would know that area.
I think from what we learned from the one shot, that Ephesus has spent most of his life on Pralion. If he's ever been to Ashbur, I don't think he would know where that's at. I don't think he's just been to that side of the world much ever, if ever at all.
Word. So we're running with that. Ephesus only knows that this part of the world exists. All right.
I think he knows the other part of the world exists. I just don't think he's
Just
been there.
kidding.
I just don't think he's been there.
And where's that at, brother?
He goes,
Or cousin, I probably should say.
It is a forest in the far south of Azurburu. It is the traditional elven homeland.
Oh, really?
Yes, as do forgive me, but you being an elf, I almost would have assumed you would know this. Where do you hail from?
That's a good question. I have lived in Pralion all of my life.
He goes, "Oh,
As far as I can
that's
remember, when they pulled me out of that cave.
when they." You see that he, for a minute, tries to think if you saying being pulled out of a cave is a reference to birth. And then he just decides that it's not a question worth asking, and he goes, "Well, I were you born in like Zimmerel or
Frick, where's that place at? I cannot remember the name of that desert place.
um like the town?
Yeah.
Y- oh shoot, was it Daisy's Landing? It might have been Daisy's Landing.
Uh, I don't specifically know. I was pulled to Daisy's Landing when I was very young, and honestly, I was there for a long time, and then I got saved from there. Got pulled out of a cave. I just told you.
Oh, okay, all right. So it was a physical cave. Okay.
Yeah, I was a child
Um.
slave.
Oh. Oh.
This poor
I
guy,
my condolences. I'm so
he's learning
sorry.
all of our backstories.
Yeah, and what actually I think this is a moment where Rudy and Alduin might realize that Ephesus has never opened up about any other shit to you guys ever, but is spilling his guts to Bryce who he met 5 seconds ago.
I'm
Hey.
gonna look at Rudy and I'm gonna go. I don't feel great about this.
Hey, I look at Aldo. I was like, I think we need to have a talk with him when this conversation gets over, because this is not okay.
and Price goes, my condolences. And also my congratulations for making it out of such a hard life.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't know there was an elven homeland.
Yes, if you ever find yourself in Ashborough, the Quintrellan Sea, you should visit. It's a beautiful place.
Azure Burrow. Let me write that down.
While they're doing
Um,
this, can I go find Bill?
Bill's standing right here.
Hey, I look over to Bill. I go, hey, Bill, listen, man. You know, if this is our friend, but he hasn't really told us a lot about himself, and he's just spilling everything to this guy. We need to
You see that
me, you and Adam need to have like an intervention with Ephesus. We gotta figure some stuff out.
you see Bill is also now learning that Ephesus was a child slave, who was from the desert. Bill's crying. Bill's pouring tears. Okay, he goes,
Bill,
I just never knew. I just never knew that he went through such. I mean, he never opens up about it. He just.
and see, I think that's the problem, Bill. He's not telling us these things.
I mean, how do you broach the conversation, though?
I mean, and I get that, but like some things your teammates might need to know because that
Do
can
I
really
hear
help,
them crying?
teamwork wise.
That's up to you. That's up to.
So how
Do
far
you
are
know
they
they're-
away from me?
They're standing right here.
Uh-oh.
They're all
I'm
right
whispering.
here.
I am whispering.
I don't think Bill is. I don't think Bill is.
I've got elven ears though. Sorry, either way, I'm hearing this junk. Boys, I didn't mean to make you cry. I just never been asked where I come from before, and that's kind of the earliest memories I got. So
He goes,
if
"Well,
you'd
it's
have ever asked me, I
beautiful,
would have
and I'm
spilled it.
glad you're here." And Bill like nuzzles you with his donkey head.
Oh,
Does he
thank you.
have the unicorn horn on?
He doesn't. He's wearing a tuxedo on his front half. Oh, that's it.
Don't worry, because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and that's where I got this gun, and I do like a little flipping thing out of my holster.
And Price goes, "Oh, yes. I have a friend who's he's not a huge fan of
Oh,
but
really?
He does.
I got a similar friend. Or I have a friend that
Yes.
has a similar affinity towards firearms.
Actually,
He's talking
weirdly
about
enough,
me, guys.
weirdly enough, he said that he's never been much of a fan of guns. He doesn't think he'll ever own one himself, but he did find a really cool one in a cave one, stuck around for a while.
There are some similarities in that story and mine, it seems like.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I
What's
I
your
didn't mean to be
friend's
so
name?
focused. I didn't. My friend's name? Oh, his name is Fefethriel de Rosa.
Hey, I know that guy.
You gotta be kidding me, brother.
I was
Sorry,
like, hey,
cousin. Sorry, cousin.
Do I hear him say that for real?
Yeah. You're standing there. He goes, yes. You all know Feth.
He's the guy who dug me out of my hole.
Beth raised me to be the man I am today.
You see genuine fear grow upon Bright's face as he imagines Feth raising anybody. Okay, and he goes, I'm going to ask you this, and I just want you to answer honestly. Did he pay you to say that?
To be
Who's
honest
talking
with
to?
you, the only
Oh,
thing that
Ephesus.
him and Sun Lakes have ever done is ask for money. So,
Mm.
if anything, I paid them to say that, maybe?
Ephesus, who's Sun Legs?
We're going to file that in a different compartment, Rudy. First off,
Ephesus?
you said you used to be a hobgoblin.
I told y'all about that. That's
I
how I
must
got
have
the
been.
sword.
I must have been out the room. I'm sorry.
Must have, because I
Right,
remember
but
saying
this
that.
is interesting. Yes, I would like to circle back to that. So you weren't always metal.
No, back on the floating city, I was a very real hobgoblin.
Out on the floating city. Have you been to
And-
the Theater Fayon?
Yeah, a really long time ago, back when it was still floating high in the sky, or it might still be, I don't know. But either way, long story short, My best friend slash brother killed me. I was put into a robot body, fell out of the sky, landed in the ground, got stuck in a hole, and now I'm here.
Somehow that still seems more simple and believable than Feth raising someone.
There's nothing confusing about my thing.
I mean, yours is a little confusing. There's some stuff there. We'll come back to you. This. Well, since we're spilling Alduin, do you want to give me Alduin? Okay, cards on the table. Alduin, you look weirdly like a guy I once. Freakishly so, actually, to the point that it's given me a little bit of PTSD to look at you for too long. What is your last name?
D's nuts.
Motherfucker.
Like the legendary hero Theron?
Who?
Is your okay?
Let me just go and interrupt you real quick. If you wanted to ask me who my dad was, I would not know. If you wanted
Who's
to
your
ask me
mother?
Who my
I
mom
know
was,
who your
I would
father
not
is.
know.
I know who your father is. We figured that out in this conversation now. You don't know who your mother is?
Look, man, I was kind of taken by Ms. Methis and brought to like the paladin, the Church of Ms. Methis. That's about all I got.
And actually, this actually brings up a point of clarification I'd like to make. Alduin is a half-elf, right?
Yes.
What is the other half? Is he half human?
We're gonna say yes.
Interesting. That confirms something for me.
There's a warden on the way. You shouldn't have said that.
There's a warden on the way.
No, but that does concern something for me that I was planning a while back, that I've been planning, but I kept forgetting to ask Ethan what his other half was. But it was gonna make sense pretty much either way, unless he told me that his other half was just another type of elf. And then I was like, well, that doesn't
doesn't pan out.
That doesn't pan out. So then I was like, but as long as the other half is anything other than elf and or dwarf, we're good. You see, he goes, all right. Actually, you guys came with another guy, right? You have a friend?
We have
Langham
two
went home.
friends. One of them went home.
Whichever friends are still here, gather them. We're going out drinking. We have to have a long conversation.
I'm gonna go find Leo.
Nate, where is Leo at? Nate said, I'm not here. And also, neither is Leo.
Oh,
Leo
God,
is
Leo
gone.
went home.
He said, sorry guys, I can't do this anymore.
While we're at a bit of a pause for a second.
Yeah.
We don't have to like actually do the whole thing before we leave town. But I do want to let Graza know what I heard from the meeting.
Okay.
Whether we like go through that whole scene or not. But regardless, I'd like to tell her what I know.
Okay, do you want to tell her here at the party?
No, I'd prefer it to be like after the party's ended, like
The
because I know this is
after
gonna
party.
be our last night. So
I would
after
actually, if you could roll a perception check, quick.
Perception, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good roll on the dice. That is a 19.
I think on a 19, I think you notice Graza has gone home. Graza left.
Bryce, I know the perfect place to get some drinks.
And he goes, excellent. Leave a note for your friend. Let's go. Probably heads out the door.
Oh crap! The Wood Elf girl in here. I was gonna let her know.
He was gonna let her know. And you guys head out back into town, exiting the party. You see on the way out that the Lord Von Dess gives you all a handshake on the door. He goes, thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for your excellent service. I will be singing the praises of the Von Dess Vipers for many years to come.
I'm gonna say thank you for letting us act like nobles for one night, man. I appreciate it.
It was my pleasure.
Act. I am a noble. and I try to straighten
I
my
push
invisible
Gormesh out
tie
the door.
that
I
is
go,
not
oh,
there.
no, sorry.
Mhm.
I push Gormesh out the door. Be like, all right, buddy. Yeah, come on.
Um,
Yep, you're a
No,
noble. You're a
no,
noble.
I swear that they said I was. I am. I
and,
swear.
and you see,
That's right. And my dad is just some noble too. Yeah.
um,
Well,
um,
he might
you,
be. How do
you
you
see
know?
Price goes, "Mm." And he just, and he
I
goes,
take mental note of that.
um, Cassian, I'll be back later. I'm going to go have a drink. And he goes, yes, of course, enjoy the town. Dunfrum has a wonderful nightlife. Have fun out there. He heads out. You guys all head to, I assume, Bill Reagan's Rest.
Bill Reagan's Rest, baby.
Bill
Um,
Reagan's red.
I gotta make a jingle. I gotta make it.
True.
Everyone knows the beers are the best down at Bill Reagan's Rest.
I feel like this is a Family Guy transition to the clam.
Yeah, exactly. It 100% is. It 100% is. You guys arrive at Bill Reagan's Rest. You guys arrive at Bill Reagan. Where I think you guys, upon arrival, actually see Langham passed out at a table. I think he just drank himself to sleep.
There's for sure like tears going down his face. I go
There's
ahead and
definitely some
comfort him.
smudges, yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah,
fashion all the trees on my arm. I just start taking leaves off and start making a blanket for him.
that's you see as you come in. Graza goes, "Hey, your boy," and she points to him asleep at a table. She goes, "You want to do something about that, or?"
He's had a rough night, man. Just give him some time.
He goes, "Me too. I was at the same party. I mean, did you guys see that elf chick? She was trying to hump everybody."
She did
I'm gonna go look, Roz. If you went through what Langan went through tonight, you'd understand.
And she goes, I don't want to know, but you know what? Drinks are on me tonight. You know, drinks are for him. Drinks are on me. Uh, Price sits at that table. You see Price orders a flagon, which is like one of the small barrels of beers, and just mugs so that he can serve.
Mug?
Sets up and he
Sorry, mug.
and he starts serving up beers and he goes, "Okay, all right. So you were once a hobgoblin noble
sure
question mark
was.
who is now in a robot
Actually,
body."
Yeah, I was a noble. I forget about that. I was second hand of the king.
Oh, that's fascinating. We'll come back. Do you know? Actually, no. We'll come back to that. You were
Me?
raised by a childhood friend of mine, who I know for a fact killed every pet he ever had out of pure idiocy. So the fact that you're alive is a miracle.
Well, he has some help.
You know, if the help is who I think the help is from the Sunlegs thing, couldn't have been that much help.
You know Sun Legs?
Okay, all right, boys. So back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I mean 350 years ago.
Dang.
Before the Judge Lands happened, before there's the segregation of humans from the rest of the world, I knew Sunlegs and Feth, and I'm pretty sure your dad.
That makes one of us.
Well, I'm not going to say that your father was the best man I ever knew or anything like that, but I would say he would have been a good father had he still if he was still with us. But we're pretty sure he's dead. All things considered, the way things kind of went down.
Well, that's not what Sun Legs told me.
What'd Sunlex tell you?
Wait. You knew my dad? Ephesus?
Oh, I don't know your dad. If he's just talking about the legendary hero, I know he's talking about.
Ephesus, who's Sun Legs?
I told you we're gonna compartmentalize that. You got to be initiated into the group.
Listen, man, I've been here just as long as you have. Well, actually, I lied. I've been here for a pretty decent amount of time. I think I've gotten that far.
None of these other people know who Sun Legs is. All right.
Hey, but maybe it's time you open up more about yourself. That's one thing we know. You were just telling this guy everything, man. We ain't never heard none of that.
I know one thing about you, and it's that I don't know anything about you.
Fine. You wanna know something about
Yes.
me? I'll take a sip
See.
of my beer.
Okay.
My name's not even Ephesus, and I take my hat off.
There's a bald spot.
It's not a bald spot.
You just take the hat off. You see that Bill goes. You see that Bill goes. "Ooh!" Wait. Actually, I think I need this one. Hold on.
Rudy's bottom draw just drops and hits the floor. Like the middle, it just unhinges. Bing.
He goes. You see that that Bill turns to the two of you guys. Actually, I think I knew this one. His name is Milo.
Milo.
Isn't it, darling? Isn't it? It's such a good name. It suits him.
Bill, there's a small part of me that just feels like, and I don't know why, I just feel like your name needs to be changed to Otis.
He goes, Otis. I'll think about it. So Price goes, yeah, okay. So, look, Sunlegs back in the day, and Feth, and Theron, they were all sort of in a group together. There was there was more people in the group. They were an adventuring party, like
Who else
yours.
is in there?
There was the great Captain Lockcourtum, the most fearsome pirate to ever sail the
I
seas or
start
the
singing a
skies.
shanty.
Cat pirate in the sky. I have a shanty for this. I have a full shanty about Captain Locke. I don't remember the words right now, but it's written down for me.
These are like my superheroes right now. Like actually.
He goes, he was something special. He was something special. I didn't. There was also a hobgoblin, weirdly enough, named Gormesh.
Huh?
Yeah. Incredibly capable fighter. Less capable thinker.
His name was Gormesh?
Yes. Powerful. Had this strange ability that he could turn himself into basically a giant. Was super strong. I saw him do some pretty fantastic feats. And,
Reese, can I ask Gore, my patron, who is Gormesh?
I mean, you know who Gormesh is. You just don't know about the clone.
Who was? I want to know who was that Gormesh, and why was he here 300 years ago?
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. I forgot what to add to this. Oh no, that's never a good sign. Hold on. I think I got a 15 total, but let me check real quick. I don't know what my plus is. Persuasion?
Yes.
Yeah, 15 total.
I think on a 15 total, you don't hear Gore talk to you. The only image that appears in your head is just the image of Detective Gormesh, and then you realizing that this clone thing has been happening a lot.
You gotta be kidding me. I thought I'm just thinking in my head, man, I thought we did something at the volcano. I thought there was like 1 or 2 clones. Now there's like 8 of them. What the heck?
What is the name of that not shanty, but that tale? It's called like the tragedy of the Alharian heroes. And there's a part in it for Gormesh, and it goes, he slayed the goblin and the monster rocked the world.
Yeah. See, I don't know all the details about that one. This was explained to me afterwards, after some stuff went down. Where they had a child, a goblin child. His name was Gizzardgak. Apparently, Gizzardgak was the host body of a very powerful creature that I wasn't aware of. Apparently, they were aware of it. I don't know what they were thinking. According to Feth, they 100% knew that the child was in fact a ticking time bomb, and just chose to keep him. They in fact, apparently at one point, Sunlegs said we should just leave the child in the woods alone, and Theron threatened to kill Sunlegs if they did anything happen to the child. The whole thing.
Well, I'm sure they had good reason. Gizzergat's kind of a funky name, you know. It's kind of suspicious.
Well, I mean,
He was
to be
a
fair, if
an
you knew
innocent
there was going to be a nuke set off to end the world, you know, I'd kind of want to keep an eye on it too, instead of just letting it randomly go off.
Well, it sounds
Um,
like it was controlled. I mean, he said that one guy killed it, and then it,
Yeah,
unleashed.
but I mean, they were the ones
Then it
controlling it.
unleashed and destroyed roughly 1/3 of a Dark Elf fleet, and then vanished. Oh, it did destroy a city. It destroyed a city, 1/3 of Dark Elf fleet, and then disappeared.
Man, that Gormesh guy sounds like a jerk. Why would he do that?
That was, from what I can understand, and like I said earlier, he was a great fighter, not a great thinker. There was some deep-seated thing where he truly believed he should be the only goblin, and the fact that there was another goblin truly upset him.
Well,
But I think we're
Gormesh-
getting away from the major point. The point was there was this group. And this was back when the last Dark Elven invasion happened. And they were sort of in an attempt to try to stop that invasion, but also stop. A rather rambunctious individual, named Zeladandro.
I know that name.
Who may or may not be my younger brother.
I pull my gun out. Hold up.
And he goes, no, okay. I'm trying to think the best way to. Zeladandro was a wizard. He's a very smart, honestly, maybe too smart wizard. He was a prodigy. And when he was very young, he went away to a school of mysterious origin, was gone for a long time, and when he came back, he had some radical ideas about humanity, and how they were a dangerous plight upon the world that needed to be contained, otherwise they would destroy everyone else, including elves, dwarves, goblins, hobgoblins, so on. So we thought he'd lost his mind. He then proceeded to do a bunch of horrific things, that that group of adventurers tried to stop. Um, uh, he had a hand in the sparking of the last Dark Elf invasion. He had the hand in the assassination of the king. He straight up killed a dragon and stole its soul. He did a lot of bad things. But the last bad thing that we think he ever did, or him doing, was that he appeared on an airship where that party was, and he decimated them. Sunlegs was not on board when that happened, nor was Fafethriel. But the captain, from what we understand, and Theron, and a rather strange human wizard named Severus Bane. Ladders, indeed. Along with a member of the Hollow Guard, they all died bravely.
Well, I was told that he was killed by ladders.
Sort of the other way around. Ladders was killed by him, and then he disappeared. We don't know what happened to him. We do know some notes were left by Theron and everyone else. That
I was talking about the Hollow Guard. My bad.
Oh, the Hollow Guard. Yeah. From what we remembered, we were left some notes and details that Sunlegs could recollect that Zeldendra was sick. He whatever sort of augmentations he had done to himself to make himself stronger physically was shortening his lifespan rapidly. But that sort of all stopped being important right around the time the Dark Elf invasion really kicked off, and we were all fighting for our lives. It looked like they were going to win. 350 years ago, we really thought it was going to be. We really thought the Dark Elves had us, and then the very last minute, a bunch of metal angels appeared. That destroyed what was left of the Dark Elf fleet. And then they cornered off humanity. And
Wardens?
Hmm?
The Wardens?
Yes, the Wardens. After they successfully destroyed all the Dark Elven ships, they didn't went around. They cornered off all of the human kingdom. They killed any humans they found outside of the kingdoms. Anybody who tried to go in got killed. Anyone who tried to go in and get out got worse. It was a massacre that we didn't know how to. We had just been fighting a war with Dark Elves for a long time, and there wasn't really enough of us left to do anything about it. I mean, by the time the war ended, all truth be told, you guys are a testament to our triumph. We almost were extinct elves. We were the last fighting force that was able to stand against them. The dwarves locked themselves away inside their mountain keep and said that the Dark Elves would. The Dark Elves would. It'd be a cold day in hell before the Dark Elves would take irons, is what we ever heard back. But we were almost all gone, Wood Elves and High Elves alike. Really, the Wardens kind of saved all of us. And then in turn, unfortunately, a lot of innocent people were sealed away. But we were too weak and too few at that point to do anything about it. So the world sort of moved on without humans. And well, that is pretty much the gist of it. But your father, he points at you, Alwyn, you're sure he was right in the mix of it, and your guardians, I suppose, were also right there in the mix of all of that, and it just kind of seems bizarre that those two people from very far back in my life, who all went separate ways, one of them having died, seems bizarre that they're, for lack of a better term, Ephesus children, I'm now in a group together on the other side of the world 350 years later.
I do call them my two gay dads, and I accept them.
And how does Sunlegs take that?
Not very well, I will say.
That's that's all right. He didn't take a lot of things well for the time that I knew him, but he had a lot going on though. That's nothing against his character. He's an incredible man. He just, talking about a guy who went through a lot.
So you're telling me my dad's not a deadbeat, and instead is just like missing from this plane of existence, basically.
Yes, we never found his body, but also he was on a ship that exploded 2,000 feet in the air.
Well, and Reese, would I know this? Do you think Moonarms would have told me what really happened, or would he have just given me
Moonarms doesn't know what really happened. Moonarms was 2,000 feet below them on the ground when what happened. He would have never seen.
Okay. Because
he never would have seen.
One point I was there, because I swear I was there whenever he took what was Trace's character, Alduin.
Villadred.
I'm pretty sure I was there for those, and then
they were all on the ship. What had happened during that fight was that you had just crawled out of the sewer after all those bombs went off underneath the city, and you were running back to try to rendezvous with everybody who was back Wendell shop, and they, while we're up in the ship, were surprise attacked essentially by Zilladandril, and you were below them on the ground, unable to assist with anything that happened, and several people got grabbed, so other people died.
We're going to have to check the tapes on this one because I was on the boat. Because I dropped my fly spell to try to go save Locke, but he was too far down.
Yeah, and that's what made you too far. I think you did see maybe. Well, no, because Theron was the first guy to get grabbed. Villadred got grabbed after Theron, so if you had seen that, you would have seen him get grabbed too. But I can't remember if you were above, like, still on the boat when that happened, or if you were below trying to grab Locke, because that kind of all happened right at the same time.
Because I was talking to Zilladandril, the main thing, and I just
gave up. You were trying to bluff
I just completely gave up because I was like, "There's no way I could fool him," and I just dropped my fly spell. I can't remember exactly if it was before or after they got grabbed in the book. But
here's what happened to Theron specifically is that Theron had gone up with his boots of flying like above you guys, and it was dark in the middle of the night, and there was clouds. And when he got above the cloud canopy, Zilladandril was up there waiting. So I don't think even though you were there and saw, you don't actually know what happened to Theron.
Nobody saw him disappear.
No one saw him disappear. No one knows if he got. Yeah, no one knows if like Zilladandril just snapped his neck and threw him out of the sky.
Well, I'm not fine
no one
with
really knows what happened.
Dead. I'm just fine with not being able to see it.
Yeah,
I should clarify.
Yeah, you don't actually. The only reason that he thinks he's dead is that nobody actually saw what happened to Theron. To everyone's knowledge, I mean, Zilladandril will kill everybody else. Why would he spare this one guy? So, I mean, as far as Moonarms would have known Theron was dead, but that's it. I mean, so Price goes on, he says, and that's about, yes, your dad's not a deadbeat. Your dad's not a deadbeat. He was one of the strongest people I've ever met, actually. He almost married my sister. Yeah. Which makes you my almost nephew? Bizarre.
You might be like the god uncle.
God uncle. All right.
Well, hey, I'm desperately searching for a father figure. So
nope, couldn't be me.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry about that. It's just
fine,
I'm happy to be an uncle figure in your life, but
no, it's fine, dude. Like the one chance of like semi-closure that I've gotten in my entire life.
That's exactly what Sunarms or Sunlegs told me.
Look, if what I'm hearing is true, Sunlegs was on the boat at one point and he lived. I'm just gonna have to believe that my dad did too, and I can reconcile these feelings later.
Yes. Also, if we're reconciling feelings, you have and or had a sister who was also on that boat, who we also don't know what happened to. So if we're going to put out, if we're just going to put out hopeful vibes, you had a sister named Vidatiza, who was there when everything went down, and also her body was never recovered by anyone. But I mean, there was a lot of debris and chaos that happened. So, I mean, all that being said, we never recovered Captain Locke's body. We did get his coat and jacket, and Sunlegs confirmed for us that he was for sure dead. He saw his body. He's confirmed that for us. But for everybody else, we really don't know. But she was there, and she was a very capable warrior, and a fearsome woman. And if you're just putting hope out there, I suppose.
Well, that just gives me one more person to look for.
Do you know who your mother is? Do you not?
See, Reese, I've never actually thought this far into it.
See, I did think this far into it, and no, you don't know who your mother is.
Perfect. I'm saying, look, man, all I remember is my earliest memory is being at the church Miss Methodist. That's my earliest memory.
And he goes, okay. Well, that's interesting. Your father had a pretty unique connection with Miss Methodist.
Do tell.
I mean, I don't know the details of it. I mean, of course, I believe in Miss Methodist, but I've never been overly religious. But your father I mean, was damn near a prophet. The man could like speak to her directly.
I wonder if that's genetic.
Have you ever
I'm gonna just
physically heard from her? Have you ever like actually heard the God's voice in your head? Or
yeah, pretty yeah. I wouldn't
okay,
say regularly, but I'm
okay.
gonna theatrically look up at the roof and be like, "You got anything to say?"
You want to roll something for that? You want
Yeah,
to
I'm
roll
gonna roll.
religion?
I'll roll whatever you'll give me, man.
You can roll religion, or if you want to, you can try to roll divine intervention. But like,
You know what? I'll just stick to religion.
okay,
That's a +7. That's an 11 on the die, so that's a reasonable 18.
an 18. Okay, 18. I think on an 18, you look down at the like cup of beer sitting in front of you, and there's your reflection in that beer. And I think for like a split second, you see the reflection of a woman with similar features to you. But it's like almost like maybe you were just looking at it wrong again. But you for a moment you could swear you saw a blonde haired woman looking back at you in a reflection that just
I'm
goes back
going.
to being yours.
If I have to do this with disadvantage because it was just a split second, that's fine. But I'm gonna look at Groz and we're like, Groz, can I please have like a piece of paper and a pencil?
She's like, yeah, sure, sure. And you see she pulls out a piece of paper and pencil that she keeps behind the bar for some reason, and she hands it to you.
Yeah. All
And
right.
she,
Can I try to draw this? And if it's with disadvantage because it was just an instant, that's okay with me.
you see that Price goes, what are you doing?
1 second. Just 1 second. I gotta strike my mind's out real quick.
You begin the drawing. I think you begin the drawing. I think Price kind of for a second sees what you're trying to do, and he goes, her jaw was a little more narrow. He's gonna give you the help action so you can roll straight.
That's
Um,
legit.
and you can roll. Trying to think what you would roll to draw. I almost want to say sleight of hand, but I'll let you do.
Performance would cater a lot more to my skills.
Yeah, I think performance because I mean painting and drawing is you can perform doing that.
That's true.
I mean
Heck yeah.
that's an
Heck
art.
yeah.
That's a performance.
We'll take that. All right. I'm going to roll. That's a 16. That's massive. That's a
a
23.
16. You pretty accurately draw a face, and you see that he goes, "Well, son of a bitch, yeah, that's I mean, she had blue eyes, but I mean, it's pencil, so I mean, it's not like you. But yeah, that's I mean, that's her. That's her.
Yeah, sometimes it's not always like words and sentences. Sometimes it's just like things like this.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
would
that's just
and with
like her.
seeing that, I'm not trying to metagame. Would seeing that, could I roll like a insight or a history check with advantage, disadvantage, straight? I don't care. To see if I remember her from that time in the traveling caravan or the traveling.
I'm going to say you're not going to have to roll anything for
Okay.
this at all. I'm going to say that I think there's no way of Alduin because she was way too far away,
I
Okay.
just
right?
realized
She
I've
was
been
way
muted
too
this
far away.
whole time.
She was way too far away for you to be able to like discern facial features. All you could discern was blonde hair. But I think there's a moment, like an obvious moment for Alduin where it's like, well, who the fuck else with blonde hair?
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Alduin,
who else? I think that's a moment. I think it's more of a hope than an actual like confirming of anything for you.
Yeah.
But it is like a if not her then who situation that kind of comes to your mind, you know. Um. And he goes, and then Price goes, it's just bizarre that that you are here and you are here and I'm sorry. What did you say your name? They called you Rudy, but someone else. You have a
Um,
different name.
my real name is Gormost. Gormost Vantar.
So
And
sounds pretty close to
like
Gormish.
I meant to say earlier, my brother is Gormish. That's why I was so confused.
Hmm.
Not that Gormish from the story, but the original Gormish. So that Gormish was actually a clone of that Gormish.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And you see that he sits back, then grabs his beer and he takes a sip of it and he goes, "Bizarre thing. I've never been a man who believed destiny or fate, but it feels more than a coincidence that the three of you would be in this place right now, on the other side of the world. What are you all after?
Or all what?
What are you after? What are you trying to accomplish? What is your goal?"
I'm trying to kill Gormish.
Simple enough. And you, Alduin?
Well, when I first joined, it was just to kind of do my missionary work. But now, this is the closest lead I've got to seeing any of my blood family again. So that's it. That's what I'm going for now.
And Milo?
Well, I'll be honest, I was on my own. I was trying to get away from my, inherited mission, considering Feth and Moonlegs are on the older side now. They're not as active as they were. But I was looking for Zeladendril myself for a long time. Because these wardens, and I cannot remember exactly what I talked about with Feth, that he was like, we've got to figure this out again.
Yeah.
Or this is literally the deal. This is Zeldandril, but I explain it to him right there. And I'm like, I guess I'm kind of avoiding it right now, but I know it's what is calling me back if we're all here together, and we've got a likely heir to the legendary heroes right here.
A likely heir indeed. Interesting. Okay. I think that's enough for me. Do you guys have a ship?
It's not here yet.
What kind of ship? Like
You have a
on
ship you could-
water, on air, on like what we talking about?
Well, a lot of airships. There aren't hardly any of those left. With the humans were the ones who mostly mass-produced airships. Outside of them, I think only Irons now. So pretty much just sailing ships.
I commissioned one when we were in Moontown.
Our other buddy Leo has a lot of he kind of has a town, but he also has a lot of like properties and items like that. We could get a ship, is what I'm trying to say.
Also on a dock in this town, coincidentally.
And in that moment, you guys hear a voice go, "It's called the Lock's Revenge. It's docked down there." And then you, standing up from the table on the other side of the room, Moon Arms, with a big gray beard, stands up and he goes, "Right?" And he goes, "How the fuck are you alive?" And that's where we're gonna end the set.
Yo!
That's
Moon Arms, shout out.
shout out.
I was wondering if we were going to get the Moon Arms thing going down.
You know, it's been a minute since a D&D session has given me like goosebumps and chills. This one hit home. This one really did.
I'm glad to hear it.
I've been searching through my old ones trying to figure out what actually happened, And I was like, man, that was a year ago. Are we kidding ourselves here?
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it was around this time where the campaign got finished because I remember killing Gizzard Gak. I shot him with a harpoon.
Yeah. You shot him with a harpoon and then released a monster upon the world. Like, who knows
You
is
know.
where now, you know?
I mean, I was gourmet. It's a gourmet thing to do, you know.
It's a gourmet thing to do. I also I re-prompted a thing tonight that I never got to get to in campaign 1, which is that there's a missing period of Zilladandril's life that no one ever tried to investigate, which is the years where he went to some mysterious school and then came back radicalized. Like, and we just never got to that in the original.
Well,
Mostly because I just didn't know how to like drive a narrative toward that at any point. But that's something I want to try to check off a list.
that'd be good.
At this point.
Maybe figure out where the drive came from to eliminate the humans or whatever.
Yeah, because I had a whole thing planned, still have a whole thing, but I just was never able to get there because like there was a bunch of crazy shit that happened. And there was this overleaning thing that I kept like trying to figure out how I was going to like plan to how to make this work in my campaign, which was there was a genuine moment where there was a high chance, I wouldn't say high chance, but a pretty good chance that Theron was going to just side with Zilladandril.
Hops out of the way.
Yeah, true.
So I was just like, if that happens, this puts a whole new spin on the narrative here. And I have to like, I'm more concerned about how that's going to work with everybody, you know? Does Ethan write a new character to be with the party, but he's got another character who's now a villain? Like, how does...
You just
I
have
was more
another
concerned about
session on a different day where it's like Zilladandril and Theron's adventure.
Yeah, it's just me and Reese.
No, we'll
Everybody
do...
writes villain characters.
We'll do a
Yes.
we'll do a what if where if all of you guys just thought Zilladandril was right. You're like, yeah, this
Listen,
is a good idea.
Gormish didn't need any thoughts to know if he was right. He was just going with the party.
That's actually true. Your downfall is that you would,
Huh?
because it's just been like, well, whatever. Like,
Was it? My downfall was what?
was that you'd be so easy to trick into being in a cult. Because
Real.
you're just like, whatever, I'll follow. Like, whatever you need, dude. Like,
Gormish was just there to have a great time.
and you know what? He did have a great time. Now we've got
He
Rule
did.
Knows that he's got a whole lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm locked in now. It's time to win some fights instead of just go big mode as the only strategy.
Hey, I'm glad we got that done this session. I'm glad we got some stuff done. I'm glad we got some narrative. You
I
know?
gotta talk about
Rude.
Gormish today. It was a good session.
I'm glad I finally got to open up just the world to all of the information that these characters didn't know. You know?
Yeah, now that I'm working with more information,
Wait,
I'm
mate?
so excited because
Is
I've been
Mes-
having to like try
okay.
to metagame it in, but also like not try to metagame.
So
Yeah.
if Miss Messmith is Alduin's mom, does that mean Alduin
No,
is a
It's not.
Not my
demigod?
mom. Miss
She's
Mrs.
not.
is not my mom.
I don't know. I was
okay,
confused
wait,
right there.
To be fair, we don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say we
I
don't
can
know.
confirm she's not.
I was about to say
The
if
plot
Messmith-
around the plot around your parent is going to be way more interesting.
I was
I've just
thinking
now
it was
figured out I can't-
Venetiza. Like, I've been thinking it was
Alduin-
Venetiza the whole time.
Alduin just might have a brother one day whose Mrs. is his mom or her mom.
That's possible. Who knows?
I was
And the-
about to say because I thought he
Reese
said
knows
look at
my
the company it's
long-term goals.
Mesmethus.
I do.
Reese
you.
knows my
You're saying that?
long-term
I'm sorry.
goals.
I was like, does that mean Alduin a demigod?
Alvin was not a demigod. If I had to write a demigod stat block, it would look very different. So, technically speaking, if he was a
Oh, he
demigod,
just said your stat
Hey.
block is not right.
I'm flattered you think Alduin's powerful enough to be a demigod.
Well, I was just thinking, I was like, well, technically that's what that would make him. Is this
Uh,
like his
I also
Hercules
think
training arc?
if he
where
was
doesn't
going
ref-
to like, if he was going to be like have divine blood, I think technically he would have to play like an Asm,
yeah, and
as
Ace of
divine. Yeah, so I think that's the only. I think he would have to change his race. Like,